Hello, my name is Carol. Welcome to my sewing room. This is #Friday Sews, and yes, the hellos are back. I'm just going to be me. My family were taking the mickey out of me for going hello. I'm just pleased you're here, and I'm pleased to be talking to someone. So there we go. So if you see behind me, I've got quite a nice t-shirt that I made this week it was Arc Maddison top, and I bought that pattern a few weeks ago. I'm quite pleased with that, or apart from one thing. So I can't wait to show you that, and also another little couple of bits. Now this is quite a disjointed #Friday Sews because a couple of the things I've made this week I now no longer have. So I'm going to put in 2 bits of filming here for when I did have those items. I'm filming this very early on a Wednesday. We are going away to Disneyland Paris for a long weekend. So hence, I haven't got much to show you, but I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy this #Friday Sews. So I'm just going to put the 2 clips in now. What was I making that I was trying to keep secret for a couple of weeks? Well, as you know, we're all going to Disney. That's the whole family for Chris's birthday, just after his birthday. And it's always nice if you kind of wear something together. Now, in years gone by, I've actually made t-shirts. I think I made us all t-shirts. Obviously, the family's grown a little bit since then. But yeah, so there were a few of us that needed something. Now, t-shirt's pointless, sweatshirt's pointless, because it's always freezing in Paris. That certain area of Paris is quite low, and it really does get cold and damp. So I thought, what shall I do? And in the end, I got hold of a load of beanie hats, and on my embroidery machine, my brother embroidery machine, I bought a Mickey ears template from Etsy, and on each one I've embroidered something. So this is the first one. So these were all on a grey. It was really hard to decide a colour kind of for everybody that would stand out against all the colours, but obviously this will be Chris's, my 60th. And then I went on to make some more. So you got one with Chris's birthday, Dad's 60th, Gramps. Now I wanted to put Grandpa, but I couldn't fit it, so we had to do Gramps 60th. So 3 for the grandchildren, then for the 3 ladies. These actually were Disney hats, and it had this lovely little Mickey ears kind of brooch thing on there. So Chris, Dad's. So that is what has been keeping me busy. It takes a long time to embroider each one. And then it took me over 2 hours to hand sew them all on. But I'm really pleased with them, and hopefully, as you're watching this on Friday, we will actually be wearing these. Now, the kids did joke to me that the weather's actually meant to be quite warm. It's meant to be 10 degrees. I hope they're wrong, because, well, these hats are going to be worn whether it's 16 degrees or not. But that's what's been keeping me busy, and that's what I've done for kind of our, we don't have to wear them all the time, but just a couple of photos with those on is going to be great fun. So fresh off the sewing machine, I thought I'd show you this little outfit. It was Simplicity 9770, and I made the dungarees here and a t-shirt. Now I made this doll for my granddaughter last year, this version with this hair here. It was so much fun to make. So the fabric I used, I did show last week in the Friday Sews, but this is a piece of flannel I got a good few years ago now, Disney themed. And then to match this, I had this scrap, and this is a sample of a jersey that I managed to get from Minerva when I ordered. I wanted to make something yellow for my daughter, and I had to order all these different yellows. So it was just perfect. The only thing is, obviously, it wasn't very deep, so I had to sew across the grain, the wrong grain. Wow, it's a doll's t-shirt. I really wasn't going to worry about that. Now, when I went to this pattern, I thought, oh God, I'm going to have to sort through all the little bits. But no, I did something last year which I am so grateful for. So obviously, you know, I keep my pattern covers in a binder and then all of these in a drawer. And look what I did. I put all the bits in envelopes. So the doll bit, the bodice, the t-shirt. How organised was that? So all I had to do was just get out the dungarees again. Honestly, I was so happy I did that and why I had the forethought to do it. I obviously knew I was going to have to make more. So I have to show you this little outfit. Here we go. Oh my goodness, so much fun. I have to say I enjoyed making the dungarees much more than the little t-shirt. So if I just take out the items. So we got the little t-shirt out of that. I had to do a centre seam because I didn't have enough. But there we go, it's a doll. And these, oh my god, they're so cute. They are just adorable. Little stretchy waistband. Now obviously I haven't got the doll, so I can't show them to you. I managed to make sure you had the little pretty pocket. They are meant to have pockets on the side. I thought no, a little girl wouldn't have that. So that was so much fun. And the t-shirt fastens at the back with Velcro. I have to say, setting in these sleeves was fiddly, and my machine hated these little things. I keep moaning about my Juki at the moment, but I'll get it sorted. So that's a little outfit for the dolly. So that was so much fun. So Simplicity 9770. I can't wait until they ask me for some more clothes. So if you're watching this on the Friday or many of the days after, I wonder if we do wear those hats. It's so funny because the temperature forecast was going up and up and up. So who knows whether we'll actually be wearing those hats at all. But as I said, even if it's baking hot, people have to wear them for at least an hour, I think I'll say. Right, so let's go back to what I made. Now, this was the Madison top by Style Arc. You know I don't like PDFs, but I get the Style Arc actual patterns, which is great. I liked the look of this for it's very different star details, and especially using the stripes. Obviously this is quite, they've used here a narrow stripe and a wide stripe, but I think I got the same kind of look. As you can see, it's got a very deep hem, raglan sleeves, but look, bust darts. Now, you can see them on there, but you notice how the stripes still match up even though they got bust darts. That was the thing that really, really worried me about this one. Spoiling the look of the stripes with bust darts. And bust darts on a t-shirt I'm not a massive fan of. I have got away with it, but for a reason. Two things. These are a little bit low on me. These bust darts are quite low. And also they only go out to about here. So in actual fact, and I think even if you look at the footage, you can't really see the bust darts. So that was a great save. It probably should have been higher. It's certainly not in the right place for me, but it works. It fits nicely. I don't have too many of the awful creases here. I loved doing these stripes, and I think I did a pretty good job of just making sure there was just sort of one even pink going all the way around. I did have to shorten the sleeves. As you can see, they go just beyond her elbow, and that was really awkward because if it ended here, every time you bend your elbow, it'll just wrinkle up. So I've made it so it is just above the elbow. And put the band on. So I shortened them. I made them up first of all, and then I just chopped it off because I knew it was wrong. So the band here is slightly smaller than it should be, and obviously the sleeve is slightly smaller. But I put a massive deep hem on as they requested, and I think it's made quite a nice finish. Yeah, you can see it's about 4 inches deep. Cover stitched here and there, but I am really pleased with it. I think it's a lovely kind of spring item. Now I apologise for the footage, but I just threw it on over a pair of jeans, but there we go. Didn't style it at all. yeah, I really like this. Now I will say with Style Arc, because I've made a couple of their tops before, I really do size down, maybe even 2 sizes down. So whether this is designed to be a little more slouchy, on me it fits just right, but you have got to be careful. And Style Arc, they don't give you any measurements on the patterns. I probably moaned about this before. You have to go onto their website to actually check what size to cut. A bit annoying, but there we go. That's Style Arc, and we take it for what it is. So that was what I made this week. I'm wearing my Scout tee that I made in the fabric wheel make. I know, it's crazy. It was a piece of viscose chalet and I turned it into a t-shirt in the end, and I found, amazingly, some jersey that absolutely matched the fabric, so it broke it up on me. But Scout tee, really good favourite of mine, whether it be jersey or viscose. Right, well that's 2 indie pens I'm showing you, isn't it? This isn't good for me, is it? I've got drawers full of the big 4, never mind. So another thing I got up to this week, and it's not finished, and I love showing you finished things, so I'm a little bit disappointed with myself, but hopefully we've got a few hours before we leave for our trip, so I'm going to finish it off. But a while ago, hang on, I need to reach right over to the table. A while ago in my Sewing Box Fat Quarter subscription box, at Christmas time, there was a hot pad project. So it was all Christmassy fabrics. Now I made that and I loved doing it. So I got together some scraps because I wanted it for potentially a lady, for her, a gift for a lady. So this is what I have so far. Now, as you can see, it's the binding I'm doing. I don't mind doing binding like this. I have to say, it was that awful bag binding I had to do the other day where it goes around a curve, but going round right angles I can cope with. So yeah, as you can see, I've just got to finish it. I'm going to take a leaf out of a lot of people's book where they say they just hand finish it. And I think I'm going to do that this time. I think it does make a nicer finish rather than almost kind of a wobbly off-centre seam on the back. So that's what I was doing. But I'm going to use it for like putting on a tea tray. So I managed to get, I think you call it fussy cutting, you quilters out there. So I got a teapot right in the middle. And as you can see, you've got teapots, cakes, all my favourite things actually are on here. So I was really pleased with that. Now when I don't know if I want to admit this, so did it all, I didn't know how to quilt it. So do you know what I did? First of all, I thought about messaging my lovely friend Izzy, and I thought, no, it's a weekend, she'll be busy. So I actually put the question into Chat GPT. Now I know we're not meant to like AI, so this is an app on your phone. You can have a conversation with it, you can ask it things, it suggests things. So I thought I'd take a picture of this and ask ChatGPT how I should quilt it. The answer was amazing. They gave some brilliant suggestions and just said how nice it was and everything. It's like having a little friend, and I know it is really spooky and creepy, but it was helpful to me. So she, whatever, suggested that I did my favourite diamonds. So that's actually what I did. Why did I ask it? Well, the one I made for Christmas, I followed the lines, and what I found it did was all twist it out of kilter. This has kept it all square, so because this was all kind of skew-if, and I don't know why, but that's kept it better. So I've gone back to my normal diamonds. So thank you, ChatGPT, whoever you are, whatever you are. Yeah, so I'm really pleased with that. I must just say a couple of things while I was making that. So obviously you've got all the little rectangles. Now most people have a lovely little ironing pad next to them, so they don't have to. My iron is the other side of the room. It's not a big room, but it's annoying to sew a little seam, walk over, iron it, come back. So I thought I'd set myself up an ironing station right next to my machine here. So I did a very basic thing. I pulled out this drawer and I put an ironing pad on top and I used it as a little pressing station. Yeah, I'll put a photo in, but yeah, it just meant I could just twist and turn. And I think I'm almost wondering if I could get my dad to make me something to actually do that in future, because that was quite cool. I also, because I find something like that quite boring, I got my TV's in the corner of the room, so I managed to angle a mirror that I could kind of watch the TV as well in the mirror. So yeah, I had good fun making that. Really enjoy it though. I don't like quilting. I say that every week, but maybe I do. Now normally I talk about what I'm going to sew next week, but I haven't got a clue because we don't come back till Monday night. So I've always got things to sew and things to sort out, so I'm sure I'll have something to show you next week. My husband's 60 on Thursday, and I know I've talked about it a lot, but last weekend we did a special little family trip. We're going to Disney for his birthday, but I just wanted to do a trip with just the four of us. The OGs, as I think they call it, if you're trendy and hip, the originals. So that's my daughter, my son, me and Chris. So we did a lovely little trip and he had no idea about it. There was a museum just outside London. Luckily my son could come. It's kind of halfway for the two of us, four of us. But it was a Concorde experience. Now, I don't know whether a lot of you will remember the Concorde, no Concorde, because I know a lot of my viewers are across the world, but Concorde is this awesome plane that there was in the 60s, 70s. I think it actually went through to 94. I should know that, just being to a museum. But they had a Concorde experience, and we've always wanted to go on Concorde, but that was never going to happen. It was so expensive, and the thing for us is that you could get from London to New York in under 3 hours. I just wish that was still possible. Anyway, Concorde, amazing. They had one there and you could do an experience. Of course, I'll put some footage in at the end. So it wasn't a flight simulator. You actually went on board the plane and then you heard all about it and the history and how they created it. And then you sat in the real seats. And this was amazing. Next to tiny windows. Windows are tiny compared to planes now. So you sat in the seat, you had a sort of film saying with this captain telling you all about what we're going to be doing, how fast, and then you have the speed that you're going and how high you are. And then it kind of says, and now we're setting off. And the seats vibrated, so it was like you were going off. I know you can do a simulator, but this somehow felt special. So you could feel as a rumble as we went faster and higher. It was brilliant because we were sat in proper seats. It was just amazing, and oh, it was great fun. My son is hugely into planes, he always has been, and my husband is quite special Concorde because we used to live near Bristol, near Filton, the airport, and my husband remembers standing on his climbing frame watching the first ever flight of Concorde go over. Certainly where I used to live in North Bristol, every evening we used to hear the sonic boom of Concorde going over when it went through the... if I've said speed of light, I don't mean that, I mean speed of sound. I kept getting confused. But when it broke that, you used to hear the sonic boom above us as it flew over to New York, so which is quite cool. So it was just fortunate that I came across this because he certainly didn't know existed, and we all did it together, and fabulous memories for his 60th. I'm going to leave it there for this week. I do hope you've enjoyed this week's hashtag Friday Sews. I may be a bit delayed in replying to comments because we're going to be busy this weekend, but I will definitely get back to you, and I will see you next week on hashtag Friday Sews. I have actually made part of my fabric wheel of fate for you, the needle cord fabric. Thank you so much for everyone's suggestions, but I might have to keep you waiting another week for that because I don't think I'm going to have time to film it before I go away. But there we go. Keep up the suspense. Thank you so much for joining me. I so appreciate your company and the time that you give to me watching my videos, because there are 1,000,001 videos out there, and I know how challenging it is to keep up with everybody's channels. I just love it. I absolutely love being part of this community. Thank you again. I will see you soon. Happy sewing and have a good week ahead.